But once upon a time, nestled in a cozy little village, lived a man named Ben. Now, Ben wasn't just any man. He was a gardener, and his garden was the most magnificent sight anyone had ever seen. It was a riot of colors, with roses so red they looked like velvet, sunflowers that stood as tall as soldiers, and tulips in every shade imaginable. Villagers would often stroll past his gate, their eyes wide with wonder, whispering about the magical flowers within. But there was a curious thing about Ben. For all the beauty he cultivated, he never shared a single bloom, not one petal. If a child pointed at a bright yellow daisy, Ben would just smile and turn back to his weeding. If a neighbor hinted at how a lovely lavender sprig would brighten their window, Ben would pretend not to hear. His garden was his treasure, and he kept it all for himself. He believed that if he gave even one flower away, his garden would become less special, less his own. One warm evening, as the sun began to dip below the hills, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Ben was meticulously trimming his prize-winning roses. Suddenly, a tiny, shimmering light danced among the petals. It zipped and zoomed before settling on a rose thorn, revealing a tiny figure with sparkling wings. It was a garden fairy. "Hello, Ben," she chirped, her voice like tiny bells. "Your garden is beautiful, but it's missing something very important." Ben, startled but intrigued, asked, "Missing something?" "But it's perfect. I have every flower imaginable." The fairy smiled wisely. "It's missing joy that's shared," she said. She held out her tiny hand, and in her palm lay 3 small golden seeds. "These are kindness seeds. They won't grow with just water and sunshine. They will only sprout and bloom when you perform an act of kindness." With a wink and a final shimmer, the fairy vanished, leaving Ben staring at the 3 golden seeds in his hand. Ben was skeptical. Kindness seeds. It sounded like nonsense. But he was also a gardener through and through, and the mystery of a new seed was too tempting to resist. The next morning, he planted the 3 seeds in a special pot, watered them, and placed them in the sunniest spot in his garden. Then he waited and waited. A day passed. Then the seeds did nothing. They just sat in the soil, completely dormant. Feeling a bit frustrated, Ben decided to take a walk through the village. As he passed the village square, he saw little Lily, the baker's daughter, sitting on a bench and crying. Her favorite kite was stuck high up in a tall oak tree. Normally, Ben would have just walked on by, but the fairy's words echoed in his mind. He hesitated, then walked over to her. "What's wrong, little one?" he asked gently. After Lily explained, Ben, who was quite tall and strong, reached up, stretched as far as he could, and carefully untangled the kite string from the branches. He handed the kite back to a beaming Lily, who hugged his leg tightly. Thank you," she squealed with delight. A warm feeling spread through Ben's chest, a feeling he hadn't felt in a long, long time. When he returned to his garden, he gasped. From the pot where he'd planted the kindness seeds, a tiny green sprout had pushed its way through the soil. The next day, Ben saw the elderly Mr. Gable struggling to carry his heavy basket of groceries home. The old Ben would have looked the other way, but the new Ben rushed to help, carrying the basket all the way to Mr. Gable's doorstep. Mr. Gable thanked him profusely, inviting him in for a cup of tea. When Ben got back to his garden, he saw that the sprout had grown taller and unfurled to beautiful heart-shaped leaves. Ben was starting to understand. On the third day, he proactively cut a beautiful bouquet of his finest flowers and took it to the village elder, who had been feeling unwell. Her face lit up with a joy so pure it was brighter than any of his sunflowers. And when he returned home, a magnificent, glowing golden flower had bloomed on the stalk from the kindness seed. It shone with a gentle, warm light, unlike any flower he had ever grown. From that day on, Ben changed. He shared his flowers with everyone. He gave bouquets to newlyweds, single stems to sad children, and decorated the entire village square for the annual festival. And with every act of sharing, his garden transformed. The kindness seeds multiplied, sprouting into flowers of every color of the rainbow, shimmering blues, sparkling purples, and radiant oranges. His garden grew beyond its fences, becoming a magical rainbow forest that filled the entire village with a sweet, joyful scent. It became known as the happiest place in the land, a place where everyone was welcome. Ben finally learned the greatest secret of all. Kindness, just like a flower, is not meant to be kept for oneself. The more you share it, the more it grows back, creating a world of beauty and happiness for everyone. Thank you so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Ben's journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. See you next time.